Hello there, welcome to Target Radio's podcast with me, Cookie. Every single week we find different people to speak to, mainly musicians, artists in the unsigned realm of music. And what we do, we have a chat with them, find out a little bit more about them, and obviously explore their music. Now, if you are listening to this on iTunes, please, if you get a chance, give us a 5-star rating if you can, and please make sure you put some comments in there as well. If we're doing something right, that's great, but if we're not doing something as good, and you think we could do something better, then please do leave us a message. Let us know. And if you want anything else in the podcast, again, let us know in the comments box. That will be brilliant. Okay, stay tuned then. Today we've got a brilliant artist. Have a listen to this.
Every Monday night.
We'd like to say that, in our opinion, it is not suitable for children.
Every Monday night.
Or for those of you who may have a nervous disposition.
Every Monday night.
And every Monday night.
Good people, it is my pleasure to present to you the one and only...
Oh, Sean Cook.
Andy.
You're tuned in to Target Radio with me, Cookie, alongside...
Andy.
Hey, Andy, you got a voice now?
Andy.
Do you know, that still makes me laugh.
I'm so embarrassed with that one.
But you still do it. Goodness me. It's like, hello, look, where am I? There I am, right, okay, I'm all over the ears. Hang on, what's going on here? Right, there we go. Right, so, this is our penultimate show before the big day, Christmas Day we're talking about, Andy.
We are.
Okay, it's on December the 25th this year.
So I'm told.
Yep. Apparently it's a Wednesday.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I always like a good Wednesday. Anyway, how was your weekend? Now, unfortunately, just before you answer that, Friday sort of fizzled out very quickly for both you and I. Mine was complete tiredness because I worked and then I was up and then I didn't get any sleep and blah, 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 blah. And you had issues as well. That's all we're going to say, yeah?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So I went off to work on Saturday evening. I went to Purbright, the Army Officers' Mess, and performed a 7.5 hour entertainment extravaganza.
Yeah,
one of those,
hours.
yeah, 7.5 hours, therefore.
Wow.
Mind you, I got a turkey dinner. And I gobbled it all up. I'm sorry. Roast potatoes were lovely. And you went off out, didn't you? Yeah,
We did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you went out to see... apparently one of you's had an injury and you went off to see a doctor or something, is that right?
Yeah, we went.
Okay.
We went to see a doctor. Yeah.
Excellent. Was it a male or a female?
They were male.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I heard they were birds. You know where I was going with that. Okay, so you went off to see a group called Dr. Bird, is that right?
We did.
Excellent. As it happens, bit of a coincidence, I think. Or was it cleverly planned? My goodness me, the Grinch is here. That they are our special guests this evening, is that right?
It is.
Wow! Oh, I'm looking forward to that then. That's great. So there's 3 of them in the band.
There are.
That means 3 extra listeners tonight. That makes a total of 4. Well, 5 if my wife actually tunes in this evening. There, come dancing, which I should have been doing on Saturday evening, but work prevailed and I had to go and work instead, Andy.
Oh, dear.
Not great.
Not good.
Well, I earned money, though.
Excellent.
You spent money.
Yes, we did.
So what was the event like? Was it really good?
It was excellent.
Brilliant. And where was it?
It was down in the Cavern in Rains Park.
Okay, I've been there, haven't I?
You have?
Yeah, it's a very nice little venue, that one. And did it have everybody up bopping?
Most people.
Most people.
Unfortunately, Nikki can't dance, so she
Well,
can't dance.
we didn't want to say anything about her dancing in the first place, really, did we? But now she's got a poorly knee, so we're not going to... No, I'm only joking, Nikki, if you are tuned in. Hang on, I'm having a look. Yeah, she is tuned in, yeah. Should be coming up with a message in a minute saying, how dare you talk about my knee without my permission? And of course, the Jam featuring one, Mr. Paul Weller. And talking of a Weller, we were talking to Nikki Weller last week, along with the lovely Tina Freeman, the pair of them. They're just completely nutty.
Nutters, absolute nutters.
Oi, no two nutters. And Nikki, you've had some chats with Nikki off air, talking to her about the two massive charity events that you're doing next year, Andy.
Yep.
One of them's March of the Mods, but the other one is in memory of absent friends.
Indeed it is.
Okay, and that's in April, I believe.
It is.
So the month after.
It is.
So we have got some recovery time from one to the other, have we?
We have, yes.
Thank goodness for that. And she's donated some... We're not going to tell you what it is yet. Okay, we'll tease them. But money can't buy items.
No,
okay.
It can't.
I've teased you there because obviously we've just played the Jam. And Nikki Weller, I'll let your vivid imaginations now work overtime what we actually have in our... well, not so much in our hands at the moment, but we've been promised them from the lovely Nikki Weller, which is fantastic. And she's done it all for a brilliant charity. I'll tell you now. Andy, you tell us all about this charity very, very briefly if you can.
Of course, it's all about... It's about Macmillan Cancer Support. Obviously, they do a phenomenal job in difficult times, and it's just something that's is quite close to my Nikki's heart, and which is kind of very close to my heart, and it's just something that we want to repay in any way we can. So any help that you guys can give us will just be phenomenal. Thank you.
Brilliant. I couldn't put that better myself, and that's come from the heart, ladies and gentlemen. Just a note of the date.
The date is the 25th of April.
Easy for you to say.
2020.
Wow, 2020. It's so good they named it twice.
They did. And that's at the Holdroyd Arms in Guildford.
Yep.
And that's suburbs at the Holdroyd.
Yeah, I know. It's a difficult one to mention, isn't it? Because we can't quite work it out what it's supposed to be called. But it's a great venue. Get yourself down there because they do some really nice food, pub lunches and dinners and things like that.
Every week there is a gig going on. So please get yourself down there.
Yeah, get yourself down there. And it's not always mod stuff down there. They play a variety of different genres of music down there. There's some punk down there, some rock, and a lot of unsigned bands walk through that venue as well.
Yes,
it's becoming, shall we say, a venue of choice for a lot of these unsigned bands and artists.
Noddy Holder was down there last weekend.
Really?
Well, not the Noddy Holder, but certainly one of the best tribute acts ever available were there on Friday night.
Excellent.
Top reviews.
Wow, there we go. So if you like a bit of Slade, you've missed out. Never mind, but keep your eyes peeled for that one. Right, shall we do this? With me now, I have got Andy Topp-Walker, and yet again, you're out of your comfort zone, young man. You're actually going to be presenting yet another live gig for next year in 2020. Tell us a little bit about it, if you may, please.
Of course, yeah. We're looking at Saturday the 25th of April 2020 at the suburbs at the Holdroyd. Andy Hamilton, allowing us to take the venue by storm, in fact. And I say by storm because I've been honoured that I have 3 great artists and bands that want to come and join and perform for us on that evening.
So who have we got first up then?
Well, first up, we're going to go in alphabetical order.
Okay.
We're going to go with We Have the Aim.
Ah, well, that's why they chose the aim, you see. A being the aim, so they're going to get first pickings on the alphabetical side of things.
Absolutely. So
unless we've done it in reverse order, they'll be the last. Still is good. Right, yeah, so we've got the aim.
We've got the aim. So we've got Grant Judges, we've got Jamie Tongue, we've got Peter Sims, and we've got, obviously, Grant's lovely wife, Sam, involved in that also.
Then.
And next, again, we're going to stick alphabetically. So
Yep.
we're going to go with Darren J. Connett.
No, you
yes,
got him.
Indeed. Yes, indeed.
You got him out of his kitchen at long last.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. I love Darren J. Connett. His music is absolutely brilliant.
We're being graced on stage by The Theme.
No.
Yes.
No, you're just joking me.
No.
The Theme.
The Theme are coming and joining.
Oh, that is absolutely brilliant. Go on, name and shame a couple of them.
Okay, we've got Chris Daly.
Nah, not Chris.
We've got Paul Besson.
Wow.
We also have, I think Peter Sims is playing a game there as well.
Can't keep him away,
He
can we?
plays twice on there.
Why? Why are they doing it for free?
They're doing it for free because the evening is actually in aid of Macmillan Cancer Support.
Oh, what a fantastic charity.
It is.
Absolutely fantastic. And obviously, you know, one of us in our lifetime will be affected, whether it's directly or indirectly, by cancer. So how much is the tickets to come and see these three great artists play? How much is it?
It's actually £19.80. I know it's a bizarre amount.
No, that's a great year, that was.
Or £1.80.
£1.80.
Is actually the administration fee.
Yeah, lovely. And can you pound the door on the night if
Yes,
there's
you
any
can.
Availability?
You can pound the door and it's £20.
Oh, well, you know.
It's an extra 20p.
Wow. You know what I mean? And that, obviously every single penny of that will then go to charity.
Everything on the door goes directly to the charity.
Fantastic. So if you don't fancy paying your £1.80 over the sort of internet, you can obviously turn up on the door. But we will tell you now that the tickets are selling rather fast.
They are selling fast. And also, can I just add, every ticket purchase does actually receive a raffle ticket also.
No, not a free raffle ticket.
A free raffle ticket.
Wow.
There will be more raffle tickets sold on the evening.
Yeah, of
but
course.
each ticket does receive a raffle.
So you entered free, if you like, into a free raffle.
Yes,
what is it, a tin of something and a box of this, and I suppose it's going to be the same old raffle prizes, or have we got something a little bit more interesting this time?
I have some amazing raffle prizes at the moment,
and I know they're still coming in.
They are still coming in
as we're recording this. There are others on the pipeline at the moment, so this is not an extensive list. This is part of a list, isn't it?
This is part of a list, and it's still ongoing. But just to name a few.
Yeah, just name a couple.
We have some items of clothing that have been donated from Paul Harrington. We have some clothing vouchers also donated by Bone Clothing. We have 2 signed books donated by John Knight.
Yep.
What will be a model scooter.
Yeah, we've got to get that term in model, because when I first saw it, I thought it was an actual real scooter, but it's not, is it?
It's not. It is a model scooter, and it's been donated by Graham Sheldon, and well, it's amazing. I was speechless.
Fantastic!
It's amazing. But everybody who has donated a gift, a prize, will be named, and the items that they've given and donated will be also named, so everybody will get the recognition they fully deserve, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Absolutely, indeed. And every single penny from the raffle, obviously, you get a free raffle ticket with obviously an online prize ticket, but obviously there'll be extra raffle tickets for sale during the course of the evening until obviously the raffle takes place.
Absolutely.
So if you want to buy more raffle tickets and have a better chance of winning some of these fantastic prizes, and not a box of chocolates to be sniffed at. I'm really upset now. I fancied a box of chocolates. Oh, that is brilliant. And every single penny that we raise on the evening, and of course through ticket sales and raffle ticket sales and everything else, is going straight into that Macmillan cancer research, so the support of cancer sufferers. Now we say sufferers because they're not victims anymore. A lot of these people now can come through cancer.
Yes, they can.
And that is absolutely marvellous. And I'm not going to go into it too much. I'll be honest with you, I don't know enough about it. But I do know now that we talk about cancer as we talk about having a cold. A few years ago, cancer was a sort of taboo word, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
So for now, obviously there's not a direct cure for cancer. I think they're getting close. And Target Radio is in association with, obviously, Mods and More. Brilliant Facebook group, by the way. Go on, go and join it. You know you'll want to. We're going to be recording the whole evening as well. So, obviously, if you can't make it and you still want to make some donations at a later date, you're more than welcome. You can do that. We'll set up something as well. So, obviously, you can donate directly to, obviously, the charity. And that will be brilliant. But we're going to record it and, obviously, broadcast it live on the evening, Andy.
It is the 21st of April.
21st of April, and that's 2020, and at the Holroyd Arms, and it's the suburbs, isn't it?
It is.
Brilliant, lovely. Okay, so here we go then. This is the first for Target Radio. Last week we actually had 2 lovely ladies on our messenger. This time we're going to have 3 blokes. Well, that's where we will try anyway. So let's find out who we've got on the line now. So hopefully we're all connected. Do we have Bobby?
Yes, I'm here.
There he is!
Hello,
Hooray!
Bobby.
Hooray! Hang on a minute. We're going to do 3 of these, you know that.
Okay.
There we go. And also, do we have connected now Chris?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello, Chris.
Yes, and finally, say finally, because obviously it's just in order the way you connected tonight. Paul, are you there?
I am here, yes.
Excellent. Hang on, you get one of these as well.
Good evening, Paul.
Oh, you'll get a massive round of applause. Brilliant. Look at that, Andy. It's brilliant, isn't it, eh? Right, I'm going to sit back now and let you do all the conversation. Right, let me just do a little intro, okay? I was totally ready for this. Not. On the line right now is, if you didn't know, we do have a spectacular group called Dr. Bird. Now, I want to find out a little bit more about you guys in a second, but most importantly, I want to know which one of them is the Doctor. That's what I want to know. I'll bet none of them are. I'll bet you none of them are.
I don't know of one of them.
No, I don't think they are. No. So they can't have a look at my gammy knee or anything. So, Dr. Bird, artists that they love are the Jam, the Action, the Small Faces, the Kinks, Blur, Squeeze, Madness, Dexys, 60s Soul, Blues, Ska, 60s Pop. Brilliant. Great radio station to tune into then is Target Radio. We play all of that and more. Band members, obviously we just mentioned all three of the lovely lads there. And you actually have a record label as well? What's that all about? My goodness me, we'll find out a bit more about that as well. But Dr. Bird started out as a solo acoustic project for just Bobby. So obviously he couldn't hack it on his own. He had to have people with him, and you need friends in this dreadful business. Let's be honest, it's dreadful, isn't it?
It can be.
Up and down the road for little or nothing, pittance of a pay, holding onto your drum kit, riding in a Ford Fiesta or something like that. Oh my goodness me, why do they do it? But we're going to find out why they do it right now. Please welcome Dr. Bird. Woo! How are you guys? Are you all okay?
All good, thanks.
Brilliant. All speak at once if you want, and then obviously we can make, we can obviously sort out who's speaking and who's not speaking, because I don't want it just to be about me. So, Bobby, let's start with you, though, first, if I may. It was your first sort of project as a solo artist, was that right?
Hello.
Where's he
We've lost him.
I've lost him, haven't
Bobby,
I?
are you there?
Oh, no.
Ah. Bobby, hello.
Bob?
Is he fell down the loo or
Are
something?
you there, bud?
Okay, while we're waiting for Bobby to sort himself out and learn how to talk again, we'll talk to the other guys first as well. Oh, hang on. I think
I'm right here, fellas.
He's there.
He's back.
Excellent. Bobby, so Dr. Bird was first a solo... Stop that. Solo project just for yourself then, was it?
Well, originally, yes. But it's not my first project, to answer the original question.
Okay.
I've been playing in bands and stuff since I was 16.
Well, you don't look old enough.
But this was I know. It's the soft lighting that does it.
Ah, that's where I'm going wrong all these years, Andy. So tell us a bit about Dr. Bird, though. So it's your creation, and how did it involve with the other two guys then?
Well, there's a bit of history behind Dr. Bird. We've been going for almost 5 years. I originally started it 5 years ago with my mate Richard, and we just thought we'd get up and do some stuff for a bit of a giggle.
Okay.
And after a few gigs, we found out that people quite liked what we were doing, and it kind of grew from there.
Perfect answer. Mm-hmm. Excellent. Now, obviously, the other two guys in there as well.
I've
so
done this before.
You've done this before, Chris. What do you do in the band?
For my sins, play drums.
Right, you're the drummer. That is good. We like a drummer.
We love a drummer.
Yes, and Paul. Paul, what do you do?
I'm the other guitarist in the band.
Okay, and are you the bassist?
No.
Who's the bassist then?
This is the thing. We don't have a bass player at the moment.
For goodness sake, how can you have a band without how's that work?
You can.
Right, okay.
Well, this is Dr. Bird. Anything can happen.
Well,
We have been using...
We make enough noise with just the three of us anyway.
That's
so
brilliant.
At the moment.
Yes.
Right, okay, then that's a first on me.
So we did have a regular bass player.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I can just jump in there, boys. We did have a regular bass player, Graham Lentz, up until around February time.
Yeah.
And then for one reason or another, Graham couldn't make the gig, so we ploughed on. couple of times we've used Pete Flatwound from the Deep Six. He's come down to join us.
Okay.
And yeah, we can't. He lives up in Birmingham, so it's a long way for him to come down and join us for every gig. But he's given us his blessing to carry on without him. Best of bless his heart.
Oh, that is fantastic news to hear. So how do you sort of, just going with this bass thing for a second, because obviously for listeners out there that love the deep, rich bass sound, how do you compensate it without a bass player? Anyone. Even
we play on. I mean, it misses it sometimes.
Yeah, but it doesn't overall affect the quality of your gigs, though.
No, I don't think so.
Good. That's the right. That is the right answer, Chris. I'm going to hand you over to Andy because now I've never seen you play live. Obviously, I've got all of your music here, but Andy saw you and had a privilege of watching you play live this Saturday. So, Andy, I'm going to ask you a question now. Okay.
Go on.
Did you notice that I won a bass player?
Today, you can tell you.
Yes, I did.
You did,
Yeah,
but did it spoil it for you?
Not at all.
Fantastic.
Not at all.
Brilliant. Lovely.
The first time I saw Dr. Bird was actually at the 100 Club. When they gigged there with obviously the Electric Stars and Darren J. Connick was also on the stage.
Yeah.
And these guys were amazing. I spoke with with Bobby after the gig. This is where I first got talking with Bobby.
Yeah.
And this is where we are now. So it was a great honour again to see them play on Saturday night.
Brilliant, lovely. Well, I'm going to hand it over to you now.
Thanks,
because
No, you're welcome, Bobby. It was brilliant.
Did you get your money, Andy? All right, I'm going to hand it over to you, Andy. Checks in the post. So we've heard that one before.
Excellent. Well, one-on-one evening, guys. How you doing?
Evening, Andy.
Yeah, good, mate. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, as I've already said, it was great to see the three of you play on Saturday, and well, as I said, you smashed it. It was absolutely brilliant.
That's ridiculous.
Okay, so there's one of many questions I think you're going to be thrown at you this evening. But the first question is, how did you guys all meet?
You can do, go.
We'll go on then.
Yeah, I think we're experiencing a little bit of problems with Bobby's connection at the moment. So, Bobby, if you can hear me, if you could just walk around with your device or something, because obviously you've got a poor or a lesser quality internet connection at the moment, perhaps maybe move into a different room or something. If you need to reconnect, by all means do that. We can obviously sort that out from this end. So, if Chris or Paul wants to answer that one, that'd be great.
Yeah, well, I was, funny enough, I actually went to see Dr. Bird quite a few times. And it was purely by chance at the Essex Arms in Brentwood last year when they had the it was the memorial night for Jeff, and I went down and basically I got talking to Bob, and Bob said to me, he goes, "Oh, I hear you're a drummer, aren't you?" And I said, "For my sins, yeah." And he said, "Oh, would you?" He said, "Oh, we'll have a chat." And then it was the Bread and Roses day after my birthday. And Bob had 3 gigs lined up, and Graham, he was supposed to play, but he was ill. So I sort of sent Bob a message and said, "Oh, do you want me to help out anyway?" And he said, "What do you want?" I said, "Well, I can come sweep the stage, bring a drink, anything really." I said, bang a tambourine and just shake the scarf about. And he went, "Oh, mate, your debut." So I went, "Yeah, okay," put the phone down, and I then all of a sudden, all this horror sort of dropped over me. I thought, hold on a minute, we've never rehearsed.
I thought you were going to say you've never played the drums.
Yeah, into the frying pan. So Bob sent me the list over, and I quickly buzzed through the obviously his LP and the EP.
Yeah.
And it literally went from there. So I made my debut a day after my birthday at the Bread and Roses.
Oh, fantastic. What a great birthday present. Back to you, Andy.
It was, actually.
And we do have now Bobby back with us.
You're welcome back, Bobby. We've missed you.
Well, I hope so. Yeah.
all for about 33 seconds. Back to you, Andy.
Okay, so Paul, same question, but over to you, fella.
I've known Chris for a while and everything, and I think once he had a chat with Bobby. I've seen Dr. Bird a couple of times as well. And then just, I think, put there, well, if you're looking for someone else to play guitar, I'd be more than happy to come and play guitar. And I think he came down to see me because I was I played for another band as well, came down there. saw me playing there, and then I think after that we had a chat, and then it was, you know, did I pass the audition on stage? And he went, you know, or I've had to think about it, and I went, yeah, all right then, that's fine. And then we just kind of went on from there. So I think I joined and started playing about a month after Chris joined.
Okay, excellent. Okay, Chris, can I
It
come?
was a year ago on Saturday, Paul, wasn't it?
Saturday, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a year ago on Saturday, was it?
Yep, exactly a year today.
And I forgot to mention it on the night.
I was very upset.
Gutted we didn't know that at the time. We could have had a bit of a celebration.
Yeah,
as well.
I realised. Yeah, I realised later on that I should have done. So, yeah, happy anniversary, Paul.
Thank you.
Oh, it's all getting rather mushy out there, isn't it?
I'll take it. The flowers are in the post.
Yeah, along with Andy's cheque.
Yeah.
Now, I believe
Just
Bobby.
want to let you know that you did pass the audition.
Oh, good.
Yeah, your cheque's in the post as well. I believe you, Bobby. You've not been. Bobby, you've not been too well. Is that right? He's gone again.
Oh, he's gone again.
He's gone.
Bobby.
The elusive Bobby.
Bobby.
Okay. Well, let's go back to Chris for the moment then.
Yeah.
But Chris, as you were saying, you're a bit of a. Well, we know you're a drummer, but where did you get the inspiration to play the drums?
Well, it was my dad. When I was about sort of 5, 6, my dad used to play drums himself, and he was very into jazz. So obviously, from a 6-year-old growing up, I was quite into the jazz scene, and he sort of went from there really.
Yeah.
Did some lessons. My dad obviously showed me quite a bit. I had lessons and started to play up until I was in the sort of early 20s, and then that was it really. It sort of all went to pop.
Well, I wouldn't say go to pop because you did great.
I'm
yeah,
still
it was
here.
a couple of years ago. Thanks, well, actually.
Bobby's still here in the
Bob was
background.
one of the ones that got me back into it, and I said, I'll give it a go and see if I can pick it back up again. And thankfully, it seems to be going okay. And
Hello.
Yeah.
Well, do you know, it's actually entertaining just hearing Bobby trying to connect. It's great fun, isn't it?
Well,
It
sounds
is.
like playing the harpsichord.
He is. Well, it's either that or he's making incredibly bodily functional noises. I've no idea what. Oh, dear me. We'll try and get Bobby back as soon as possible. Oh, brilliant. So, guys, obviously I've mentioned all of your influences and stuff, but it's Cookie back here again, by the way. Your last... Hello? What's he doing now? Goodness me. If you were to sort of like put together a super group of your aspirational heroes, shall we say? It's a great question. I love doing these. So it's a collective answer. There's no right or wrong answer. So for all three of you, really, it's for Bobby, Chris, and yourself, Paul. If you were to replace yourselves, okay, there we are. That's how we're going to do it. If we were to replace yourselves as Dr. Bird with 3 alter egos, okay, who would they be and why? So we'll start with Paul.
Oh, right, thank you.
That's okay. It was okay.
Put me in the spotlight.
Well, I didn't have a
yes.
3-headed coin or anything like that, so we'll start with you,
that's
Paul.
Fine.
So who would take your place?
Just one man springs to mind, I suppose, Steve Craddock.
Fantastic.
Good answer.
That is a great answer. And he's so versatile as well.
He is, and also I just think I've always said I think he's like when people talk about the great guitarists, like now and for all of that, he just hardly ever gets mentioned. He's so underrated as well. But
Well, you know why? He swears a lot. That's why.
Well,
Oh my goodness me! I've got an interview with him. Well, not me. One of my colleagues actually interviewed him, and my goodness me, I was on the bleep machine more times than I was listening to the actual interview. There's more bleeps in it than words. For goodness sake, Chris, same question to you, and I think I might know the answer to this. I'm just going to mouth it over to Andy and see if I'm right.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit. Well, I don't know if it's controversial, but. If I was to be replaced, it would be Alan White, the former Oasis drummer.
Ah, right. I was totally wrong then. Who did I think?
You said it was going to be
Ringo?
Mooney.
No, I thought it might have been Looney the Mooney or Mooney the Looney.
Moon, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Yeah, I mean,
Even I've got that
obviously Ringo as well, but I'd go with Alan White, the Oasis drummer.
Okay. Any reason why?
I totally admired what he did for the band and his style of drumming, and I think he gave them a lot of life.
Absolutely.
So that's what I think it would be for me.
Brilliant, lovely. And hopefully now, Bobby, if you've got the question, who would replace you in Dr. Bird?
I'll be irreplaceable. That's silly.
I knew you were going to do something like this.
One and only answer.
Oh, that is great. That is great. But unfortunately, the other two lads have been replaced now.
I actually missed Paul's answer, and I want to come back and tell him who I'd replace him with.
Paul?
Who was my answer? Steve Craddock, Bob.
Yeah, he said Steve Craddock, Bobby.
He'll do.
Yeah, well,
would that be all right?
Yeah, just turn his mic off in between the songs. Oh dear. So, Bobby, come on then. You're not going to wiggle out of this. Who would replace you if you had to replace yourself?
Hang on. I'm trying to tell a story here. When Paul first joined, he said to me, "What do you want me to do in the band?" And I said, "Do the Craddock stuff." So that fits perfectly in. Not so sure about Alan White though, Chris.
What have I started here, Andy?
I don't know.
Honestly, it's one of your silly questions, isn't it?
Who would it be then, Bob?
So yeah, I mean, mine. I get a lot of comments about the music reminding people of Nick Lowe and Van Morrison and that kind of thing. So either of those two blokes would do me.
Brilliant. That is a brilliant answer.
Mm-hmm.
Aye. Excellent. Right, back to you, Andy.
Okay then. Here's another question for you. You've had a great 2019, but what has been the most memorable gig you've done this year?
Oh, that's a good one, because they've all been memorable in certain different ways.
That's a really horrible question, really, because all the promoters now and all the pubs and clubs that they've been visiting.
No. There's going to be a special moment for each one of you three guys. There's going to be a special moment.
So it's 3 definite gigs they're getting next year now.
Yeah, definitely. So go on, Bobby, you go first then. Your most memorable gig of this year.
I don't know. They've all been.
Right, I'll go first then, shall I, boys?
They've all been good for different reasons.
So, I mean, I have to say...
Well, pick one, Chris. Go on, you must know one.
Hang on. Bobby's going first. Bobby's going first. There we go. Go on, Bobby. Sorry.
I think for me, I mean, the 100 Club gig was brilliant.
Yep.
But that wasn't Dr. Bird. I was there on my own with Graham Lentz doing some percussion for me.
Yeah.
And although Paul's guitar did get a play that night, always up there with the Caretaker Band and Darren Cornett.
Yeah.
That was a brilliant night. But we've like Chris says, we've done so many with so many good people, and it's got to be one of the nights that we've played with French Boutique. We've done, I don't know, 3 or 4 this year.
And they're a great band also, yeah.
And they're always really good nights.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris.
Next
up, Chris.
I agree with Bob there. I mean, the French Boutique nights are always just incredible. They're always like, the atmosphere's through the roof.
Yeah.
But one little special one for me, I suppose, was a few weeks ago at the Bread and Roses when my mum came. So my mum actually got to see me play live. So
happy days.
Yeah, I know. So little shout out to me mum, because she should be listening as well.
Hello, Mum.
Hello, Mum.
Hello, Mum.
Hello, Ma.
Yeah, that was...
Okay.
That's nice though, isn't it?
That's lovely.
Yes.
And Paul, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Oh dear. I suppose I'd have to say. The Sunday that we played in when we played up near Portobello Road when we done the 2 sets. Oh. Just because we played the night before as well, and we played that, and it was just a really good set of weekend, like 2 gigs we done in the weekends.
Yeah.
Lots of laughs, it was just such a funny weekend, that one. But yeah, I'd say that the gigs we done at the Ackham Village, is that it? Is that how you pronounce it?
Ackham Village, yeah.
Ackham Village, that's it. Yeah, it was just funny.
Ah,
yeah,
right,
the
yeah.
Village, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
Darren
that's that.
Bennett did that gig.
Yeah, it was a very funny day. Yeah, very funny gigs. But they were good. Yeah.
Brilliant. Good answers. They are good answers, especially for your mum.
Absolutely. Big shout out to Chris's mum.
There we go. Abby, hello, mum. Brilliant, lovely. Now, we ask this of all of our guests. We're
Of course,
going to.
that Paul's dad comes through, yeah.
All right, okay. And Paul's dad. Hello, Paul's dad.
Paul's dad.
We started now. It's your fault, Andy. Look what we started now. We'll bring the whole family in. God, dear me. Now, we have a little breaky poos in a minute, and we play a little quiz. Now, Andy loves this quiz, but he's lost his crown just recently to Darren J. Connett, and hopefully he's going to try and win that back, I think, next week. Is that right, Andy?
I'm hoping to.
Yeah, he's not so quietly. He's not so confident these days now because he got whipped last week by two very special ladies. Last week, if you tuned in, so obviously it's 3 against 1 really now. Andy, are you up for this?
I'm being rolled. Yep.
Yeah, you are indeed. So what we're going to do, okay, we're just going to pause the background music there, and all you've got to do, okay, now, Bobby, you got to shout out, Bobby. So can you do that for me? As quick as you can.
Bobby!
There we go. Got there in the end. We might give him a little... He's got a delay
Bobby.
there. He's only up the road. He's got a delay. What's that all about? Chris, you got to shout out Chris.
Chris.
There we go. Nice and loud, that one, wasn't it? And Paul, you know the drill by now. Come on.
Paul.
Paul. There we go. He forgot his name.
Yeah,
So we're going to give you a little test first, okay? To make sure you can hear this. And Andy, obviously, you got to shout out Andy.
Andy.
On the move, we're on the move again.
Believe it or not, this is called On the Move. I thought I'd give you an easy one to start with. But the thing is, nobody shouted out their name for a bonus point.
I thought it was just a test.
It is a test, actually. I just wanted to see. Right. What?
Yeah, you said it's a test.
Yeah, I did say it's a test. Well, they do know what they're doing because I've already pre-told them. Not the answers though. See, if you arrive for staff meetings on time, Andy, you'll understand.
Sorry, I was too busy putting up a mirror in the bathroom.
Mirror in the bathroom. Right,
in the
okay.
bathroom.
That's a great song title, that one, isn't it? Right, okay then. So here we go then. Let's do this one. Right, ready? Remember, shout out your names as quickly and as loudly as possible, and I'll stop the music then. Right, Andy, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so hopefully Bobby, Chris and Paul. Here we go. It's a hard one, isn't it?
It is.
I'm going to give you a few clues now. It was on at 1 o'clock.
Andy.
Go on, Andy.
Pebble Mill at 1.
Oh, my God. How did you get that?
Boom. Have that.
No, I've never watched it, actually. Yeah, I was always employed.
That was a long time ago.
You're a bit too young for that, Paul.
Yes, I don't remember that at all. I think I was still at school. Right, okay, so point to Andy. Right, okay. Now, for some reason, I think Andy's microphone might be just switched off now. No idea why. Ready, guys? Here we go.
Andy.
Think of all the animals you've ever heard about.
Oh, Chris! Sorry, I didn't hear you, Andy. Go on, Chris.
Pink Panther show.
It is!
Panther that is positively pink. Well, here he is, Pink Panther.
Yeah, the Pink Panther. Well done indeed. Okay, so it's a point each
We've
now.
found Chris's level now.
We have. Right, okay, let's see if you can get this one.
Give me a P.
B.
L.
L.
A.
A.
Y.
Andy.
Go on, Andy.
Playhouse.
No, it's not. Playhouse.
Chris.
You're frozen out. Chris.
Bobby?
Yeah. Is it Play Away?
It is Play Away, yes! So, collectively between Bobby and...
See what I mean? We've found it.
So we've got Bobby, Chris and Paul on 2. Andy, you're struggling on 1 here, mate. OK, let's try the next one. Right, we've got... I beg your pardon. What you been eating, Andy? Honestly. Try this.
Paul.
Yeah.
Paul, go for it.
Red Dwarf.
It is Red Dwarf. Wow. Yes. I make that. There's Bobby now. Oh, bless you, Bobby. Right, okay. I think that 3-1 now. Oh, there's storm in this now, mate. You need to get back into it. Right, let's try. Let's try.
My buzzer's not working.
Your buzzer's not working. Let's try this one. Do you remember? This is all the way from Norwich. Bobby, go for it, Bobby. Yes, go on.
Sale of the century.
It was Sale of the Century.
Have a word.
Oh, no.
Get in, Gov.
Nicholas Parsons.
There it is. I used to love this. It was on a Friday evening, if I remember rightly. Oh, there we go. They used to win some incredible prizes like a tease made and things like that.
Cuddly toy.
Oh, and a cuddly toy. Yeah, absolutely. Right, let's try one more then for a united victory for Dr. Bird. Unless Andy's going to get one back. I'll make it 5-1 at the moment, so there's no way you can win this, Andy, I'm afraid. 5-1 now, yeah. Yeah, I'm giving an extra point because they're entertaining. She's going to sing it in a minute.
Andy.
Go on, Andy.
It's Cilla Black and surprise, surprise.
It's surprise, surprise.
Oh.
Don't say because you've whitewashed him today near enough. You got 2, you guys got 5, so I declare Dr. Bird the winners!
Oh, well done, guys.
Oh, fantastic. And, do you know, I was going to play the one
Can we get a playoff with Darren?
I think you could have a playoff with Darren in future weeks.
I reckon that's an idea.
Absolutely.
That's a proper shout.
Oh, that's quite good, actually. Do you know, I think I might celebrate playing this.
Andy!
No, you're not having that one.
It's
a wobble. Yeah, I'll let you have that one. You still haven't won your crown, though. Anyway, let's get back to some more serious... Well, actually, that was the serious stuff. Let's get back to the silly stuff now and talk about Dr. Bird again.
Yes.
Right, okie dokie. Over to you, Andy. I'm sure you've got a whole heap of questions.
I certainly have another question.
Good.
Guys, I've noticed over the last... Well, I say last. The 2 times that I've seen you guys perform, that you seem to wear signature T-shirts. What's the story behind those?
Well,
Gov.
Oh, yes.
He's gone Dalek again.
Where's he gone? Bobby, what's the story behind the signature hooped T-shirts?
What's on his answer called again?
We're having a nightmare.
Oh, bless him.
Bobby, you there?
I just like stripes.
Send me a text or something, fella.
Honestly, I think I can see some smoke signals coming over from each general direction. And you know, we had a crystal clear, when we done a test earlier, we had a crystal clear line.
I just like him.
He just likes him.
It was... Yeah, I'm still here.
He's still there.
Unfortunately, you're not here, though.
No. We'll have to bring him in one day.
Yeah.
It would be a lot easier, wouldn't it? Oh, he's gone! Hang on, let me just try and find him. Okay. Oh, he's connected back again. There we are. Right, okay. So, the T-shirts we still don't know, really, do we? There we go. He's back.
Is he back? Are you back, Bobby?
Hope so.
Okay, Bobby, what's the story behind the signature hooped T-shirts?
Well, I've tried to answer this one 3 times now, so let's see how we go. There isn't a story, really. I just really like striped T-shirts.
Uh-huh.
I mean, everyone else kind of wears, Fred Perry's and Ben Sherman's and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, well, let's try and be a little bit different.
Well, it's a good USP, really, isn't it, to be fair?
Absolutely.
Right, OK, so who's in charge of the songwriting duties? Would that be yourself, Bobby, or is it a collective sort of...
Yes, yeah.
It is yourself, Bobby, yeah?
Well, up until now, it has been. We've bung some new songs in the set that we've kind of worked on collectively.
Yeah.
But yeah, mainly I am the main songwriter. When I wrote everything on the EP, everything on the album.
Right.
And I've got loads in the locker as well, so there'll be plenty more stuff to come.
And that is what we want to hear, because obviously I've got your EP here, and it's absolutely fantastic. I love playing these week in, week out. So, yeah, there's some amazing tracks on there. And Andy was telling me before we come live on air that the event on Saturday evening was absolutely marvellous. You know, people up and jigging around. There was only one person that didn't get up, wasn't there, Andy?
Couldn't get up, unfortunately.
She couldn't get up because she's got a bad knee. And she come along because she thought one of you guys were a doctor, but apparently that wasn't the case. Oh, dear. So would you say to, other people that have never come to see you, what are they missing? Anyone can answer that one.
Treat.
OK, anybody else want to help out?
A treat.
A treat, excellent. Chris, in one or two... Yeah, no, got it. Yeah, you're missing a treat there. Chris and Paul, what would you say we're missing if we've never seen you play live?
I think the same, actually. To be fair, I think we do really, really well, and it's a great laugh as well. So we do have a laugh as well when we're playing.
That's what we want to hear as well, because it's nothing worse than seeing some really good music being played by miserable musicians. Mm-hmm. You do get them sometimes. It's unfortunate, but you do get people that don't smile, have no personality about them at all.
But you also, there's one little thing that you do get in the show. You get a Bobby Shuffle.
I was just about to say that. You get to see the Bobby Shuffle, which is worth the entrance fee.
That is worth. I was going to say that's worth the entrance fee on its own.
Well, there we go. We can't go better than that, really, can we? A Bobby Shuffle. If we've learnt nothing else in the last 2 hours, then we need to learn how to do the Bobby Shuffle. It could be the next best thing to what's that thing they call the? Oh, what's that thing they call?
I have no idea what those kids were doing, though.
No. What? No, not that. That's very rude. The floss, that's it, the flossing.
The floss, is it really?
Yeah, they call it the floss or something. I thought it was something you put in between your teeth, but there we go. How times have changed. So the Bobby Shuffle is something you need to look forward to for 2020. Is that right, guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm putting for Strictly next year.
I'm so looking forward to that.
Oh, that will be fantastic. Reality show and doing the Bobby Shuffle on the same. Oh, that will be fantastic.
You should see me in my sparkly stripy tops. That's going to be something else.
Oh, I bet they're figure hugging as well. Oh, brilliant. So, obviously, we've got Christmas just round the corner now, and I did ask you guys earlier, did you play any Christmas songs on Saturday evening? And I know the answer, but to all the listeners that didn't quite make it to see you guys on Saturday evening, what did you play, and why did you play it? Anyone?
Boys?
Yeah, well, we played...
Oh, me then, is it?
Yeah, we played Lonely This Christmas by Mud, didn't we?
But it wasn't by Mud, it was by Dr. Bird.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Excellent, and you put a twist on it as well.
We played the Mud song, Lonely This Christmas, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, kind of, yeah.
We wore Santa hats.
Yeah, because I'm not Les Gray. Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
no,
it was a good version, actually.
Excellent. And what made it different? Apart from the Bobby Shuffle. Yes, there we go.
Well, we did wear Christmas hats.
Ah.
Yeah, I did bring me bells.
You brought your what, sorry?
I brought me bells.
Oh, your bells, thank goodness for that. I thought I might have to get my bleep button out then.
Christmas bells made all the difference.
So we got the Bobby Shuffle, and then we got the Bell Shuffle as well. Brilliant.
We have indeed.
Excellent. So, what do you guys do on Christmas Day traditionally? Then we'll start with you, Bobby. Eventually, it might be Christmas by the time he answers.
This year I'm not doing a lot, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm having a very, very, very quiet one.
So no shuffling.
Obviously a satellite delay.
Yes, there is definitely a satellite delay all the way from wherever you are.
I'm in North London. We get awful satellite reception around
Well,
here.
I think you need to have a word with Boris. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. We're not getting political on this show. Apparently we can get some freebies, or apparently there's some routers down in Peckham High Street at the moment going really, really cheap. Right, okay, so a quiet one for Bobby, and obviously for you other two guys then. Chris?
Yeah, pretty much the same. It'll be me, Lo, the cat, me mum. I'm sure I'll see her and my son over the Christmas and festive holidays at some stage.
Excellent. And same question to you, Paul?
Well, I'll be travelling up to sunny Widnes, and I'll be spending it with the better half, Amanda.
Ah, the lovely Amanda. There we go.
The
Let's give her a little shout out. Hello, Amanda. Merry Christmas.
Amanda.
Excellent. And if you wanted...
Merry Christmas, Amanda.
He's there. Poor Bobby. And one more question from me, and then I'm going to hand you back to Andy. So you're up Christmas morning. I know you all want a sort of a quietish one, but you've got one gift under the tree, okay? It could be any size, and it can be any shape. What would you want that one gift to be? So, obviously, spoiler alert here for anyone that's listening that wants to buy Dr. Bird a Christmas present, something they really would like, money, no object, what would it be? Let's start again with Paul.
Oh, me again.
Yeah, you again.
Oh, well, I'm not going to go for the obvious world peace, because, everyone does.
Well, we can't wrap that one.
No. Oh, God, I don't know. Oh.
Well, why is having to think? Chris, can you jump in?
Yeah, Chris, go on.
Yeah, a Ludwig Pearl Ringo Starr kit.
Oh, he's got a bloody big Christmas tree if you want one of them under it. There we go. And Bobby, I know you're itching. What would you like wrapped up under your tree?
Lulu.
Hey! Oh, that is a great one. There we go. And she's shouting all the way. Back to you, Paul. Have you had a time to think then? Paul! What do you want, Paul? Where's he gone?
Oh, no, I'm back again now. I missed that. What did Bob say? I missed that. I didn't mean phone.
Lulu.
Bob wants Lulu.
Bob wants Lulu.
You know what? I thought that.
Well, you can't.
But he says Lulu.
Yeah, well, you can't have Lulu because Bob's already got her under a tree. Okay.
Oh, all right then. Well, I'll have to go for a Rickenbacker guitar then. Nice black and white one.
Oh, very nice, very
John Lennon
tasty. Not as tasty as Lulu, though.
No, not as tasty as Lulu.
There we go.
Nothing's as tasty as Lulu.
Oh, there we go. Kicking and shouting all the way. Right, over to you, Andy.
Okay, one more question for you guys, collectively or individually. But where did the name Dr. Bird come from? And this is actually a question from my good lady wife, Nikki.
I know the answer to this, Gov.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, go on then, mate.
No, I'll leave it to you.
Very diplomatic, this band, aren't they?
Love it.
007.
Mate, well, yes, it came. The Dr. Bird is the national bird of Jamaica. And I read about it in the first pages. I think it's a man with a golden gun.
Uh-huh.
In the first few pages of that, I just thought that's a good name. I'm having that. And I subsequently found out it's a Scar record label from the '60s and all that. So we'll stick with that one.
Okay,
Wow.
so sticking with that your answer there. Does that mean you're a huge James Bond fan?
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Excellent. What's your
I
favourite?
think we all are, aren't we, boys?
Oh, yeah, love it.
Okay, well, there's another question to each of you. Which is your favourite film?
Probably on a Majesty Secret Service.
Yours is anyway. Go on, Chris.
Probably on a Majesty Secret Service.
Do you know, I love that one myself.
Okay, yeah, that's a good answer there, Chris. Paul?
No, I'm back again.
Okay.
So mine will. Oh, hello.
I was a bit. It would have to be, I think, Casino Royale.
Another good one. I love that.
Yeah, Casino Royale, definitely.
Brilliant. Okay.
Bobby.
So, mine has always been. Yeah, mine's always been Thunderball.
Thunderball, excellent.
Oh,
wow. To be honest, I I'm not a great James Bond fan, to be fair, but the only one that I do like, that I have liked, what is the one that they're racing on the iceberg?
Oh, Die Another Day.
Is it Die Another Day? I enjoyed that one, so that's my favourite one. Sean, yours?
I like them all, but I like Moonraker. Just particularly because I'm a little bit of a geeky sort of sci-fi fan as well. And apart from that, it actually had Jaws in it, which was fantastic. But I did like George Lazenby as Doctor Who, as James Brown. So, but the best music was the John Barry Orchestra.
Oh, yeah.
Which is this one.
Always.
Love this. And who thought I was going to play James Bond themes tonight?
Absolutely, there we go.
I think, right, okay, we're going to set a challenge for Dr. Bird. We've all agreed that the John Barry Orchestra is probably the best theme of all of the James Bond themes. I think it would be fantastic if these guys, in the next sort of few weeks, months, whatever, plays this as an introduction to their set. What do you think, Andy?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There we go. I think that's a challenge, and if you can get that nailed down, I'll even come out of hiding and come and watch you play. My goodness me. There's your challenge. There we go. That's a challenge.
So we don't only need a bass player now, we need a string quartet.
That's it. And was it Casino Royale we heard as well?
John Barry 7 still available.
There we go. Casino Royale there in the background as well by Chris Cornell. It's a good track. It's actually a good track.
Yeah.
But I do like the older ones personally. Right, okay. Brilliant. I love that. And I love the challenge as well because they're up for the challenge.
Always.
That is brilliant. So, you annihilated Andy with the TV themes quiz. We found out today that Dr. Bird are huge geeks when it comes to James Bond.
Yep.
So, one last question then, which you failed to look at.
No, go on.
Their favourite James Bond, come on!
Oh, that was going to be the next.
That was going to be the next. So, Bobby, what's your favourite James Bond?
Oh, Sean Connery, always.
Miss Moneypenny. And same question to you, Chris.
But,
well,
splendid.
George Lazenby, but to be fair, because I grew up with him, it's got to be Roger Moore. I just like these smooth tones.
Oh,
so.
There you go.
He was very saintly, wasn't he?
Oh,
Oh.
And Paul?
Roger Moore.
Roger Moore. I think for comedic purposes, I think Roger Moore nailed it, but Sean Connery, obviously being the original, just tips it for me as well, because he had everything, didn't he? He even had a really, really poor hairpiece, let's be fair. Oh, fantastic. Have you got any more questions, or have you exhausted them all?
No, I've got one more, maybe two more, but certainly one more.
Go.
We've heard about and we've seen you... We've seen you perform in 2019. What can we look forward to in 2020?
Has he got it then?
I think he has, yeah. Where's he gone?
Oh, no.
Now, this is why I always have something in the background just to take the edge off. So let's have some really good drumming in the background there. Yeah. Right, okay. So we've established that you are gigging next year, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, he's back. I think he fell over.
I'm here.
Okay, so Andy wants to know, where are you playing next year? Is that right?
Yes, indeed.
Am I here?
You are there now.
You are here.
Yeah.
Well, he was there. Can any of you, Chris or Paul, can you help out?
That's good. I've just climbed a tree in my back garden.
Oh, I can see you. There you are. Hello. Okay, so in 2020, where are you gigging? He fell off the blooming tree now.
He's gone again.
Oh, for goodness sake. Do you know Chris, or do you, Paul?
Yeah, I'm back again. Sorry, I went again.
Someone bloody answer.
I went as well. We have got a couple. We've got we're playing March of the Mods.
Yes.
In Torbay. Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, Torbay.
Torbay. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, the Torquay one. Yeah.
And then, and then we've got another one, haven't we, in summertime? I think.
Excellent.
Yeah,
in summertime because we're playing outside.
I think Bob knows all the details for that one. Hold on, he's back again, I think, by look. Gov, you there?
If not, what we'll ask you to do later, if you can, if your social media allows it, Bobby. Oh, he's fell off the tree now. If you can throw it all over to us, and then we'll obviously post that all up for you on the Target web page and obviously on Facebook and everything else for you. So that would be absolutely brilliant. Lovely. Now, if we want to get hold of your music, guys, okay, now, I have no idea why I'm asking this question, but especially when one's up a tree, one's fell over, and I think the only one that's been consistent here was Chris. Chris, you've got a brilliant internet connection, mate, and you deserve a big round of applause for that, actually.
Thank you.
There you go. Can you connect the other two up in early 2020 so we can repeat this great conversation?
Yes, please.
Lovely,
We'll have to go around Chris's house and do it.
Yeah.
I think so, absolutely, yeah. Can you give 2 baked bean cans to Bobby, please, and a piece of string? That would be fantastic. Don't worry, we all get a day of it. Right, so, yes.
Yeah, all round Chris's.
All round to Chris's. There we go. We'll come in as well.
Yep.
Yeah,
we can say hello to Chris's mum then.
Yeah, hello, Mum.
The kettle will be on anyway.
Brilliant.
It's on in my mum's house.
It's always on at our house, I tell you. The funny thing is, though, it never fills up my cup. If my wife's listening now, we're parched out here, aren't we? We are. Right, so that question one more time, if anyone can answer it, is how do we get hold of your fantastic music? Where can we find it?
Well, it's on Bandcamp.
Yep.
Right.
And it is also, you can get it, I think it's on Apple and Amazon Music as well, and Spotify. I think it's on all of the downloads.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That is great news to hear. Right, okay. Now
we'll luck getting hold of a copy of the CDs.
Oh,
Bandcamp's preferred, though.
Bandcamp, you might earn a few shekels out of that one. That's what it's all about. Earning a few pennies and playing to the popular. Oh my goodness me. Do you know, I'm going to quit now. I'm going to quit while we're ahead. I am going to quit while we're ahead because we are struggling with internet connection this evening for Bobby, and even Paul is drifting in and out a little bit now as well. I think Facebook are telling us to hang up now, and thank you very much indeed, guys. Have a wonderful Christmas.
Indeed.
Yes, thank you. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
And have a great 2020. We'll catch up with you guys early 2020.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
He's there.
Merry Christmas, Bobby, before you go.
You can get down off that tree now, honestly. The police have been called. You don't know, like in North London. They'll be round there straight away, won't they? They'll be.
I only pop them for the good bits.
Oh, I don't know. Bobby Tarlton is the only man in the UK that's still got dial-up. Oh, he's going to swing something at me when I next see him. Right, anyway, Bobby, thank you very much indeed. Chris, obviously, thank you very much indeed. And Paul as well.
Thank you.
You have been stars this evening. I think you all deserve this. Have a great Christmas, guys, and have a prosperous and successful 2020. Send us all your gigs and what you're doing, and we'll make sure that we post them periodically on our websites on Mods and More.
Absolutely, thank you.
And we'll do it out on Target Live page for presenters and listeners as well. Have a great Christmas, guys, and don't give up doing what you do, because we love you guys and we love your music. And we usually get someone to introduce your songs. Usually you get the artist to introduce your own songs, but I don't want to tempt fate this evening, so I'm going to do it myself. But thanks ever so much indeed, and we're going to now listen to Dr. Bird with Tiny Acorns.
Take care, fellas. Speak to you soon.
Yeah, I like this one.
Oh, I like this one.
Thank you.
Well, that's good then, isn't it? Oh, fantastic. Dr. Bird with Tiny Acorns. Speaking of acorns, I think now that Bobby's managed to get down off his acorn tree there to get a good internet signal, what is he like? Okay, now we just had Dr. Bird on, and what a smashing threesome they are.
Three great blokes.
They are really, really funny and very good. Okay,
They're very good at what they do.
They are. Okay, and I just want to say now, indeed, okay, where are we? Bobby is going to get all the info over to me tomorrow, so we'll post that up onto the website, so Facebook, etc. Yep. After he's installed his new Edwardian gas-powered interweb connection device.
Excellent.
Looking forward to it. Indeed, to Dr. Bird for joining us this evening. Weren't they great?
They were fantastic.
They were, weren't they?
Thank you very much.
Indeed.
Bobby, Chris and Paul.
Yes. And I do hope that Bobby gets a great internet connection for Christmas. I've been filled out that tree. And it's all left to say to us now, or to us, to you. Sorry, my headphones gone all funny again. I've no idea why. I just want to say Merry Christmas to each and every one of our lovely listeners out there this evening. And we've got one more show just next week before we have a little breaky poos. And hopefully we'll have a live artist here, live in the studio, and at least kicking out one great Christmas tune. So, Merry Christmas to each and every one of you out there. And just like to say to you, Andy, as well, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Sean.
And don't forget to say Merry Christmas, Andy, to everyone.
Merry Christmas, Andy, to everyone.